I know sometimes you feel like your life is random and you feel lost and unsure and you feel like your life has no direction. But I'm here to tell you there is absolutely a purpose for your life, and there always was. It was always meant to be. So thank you for clicking on this video. My name is Taylor. If this is your first time here, I make videos on practical faith, practicing self-love, and preserving your temple. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, go ahead and give me a like and a subscribe to let me know. You can even leave your thoughts below. And now for what you came for, I'm going to tell you what I learned because I want to sow a seed into you. I want to show you why your life has purpose and why it was always meant to be. And I'm going to do that using Ephesians chapter 1, verses 9 through 10. So I'm going to start off by reading it and then we'll break it down, okay? So join me, friends, in Ephesians chapter 1, starting with verse 9. I'm only going to read one version today. I'm not going to read multiple translations. He made known to us the mystery of his will, according to his good pleasure that he purposed in Christ as a plan for the right time, to bring everything together in Christ, both things in heaven and things on earth in him. So I know that just sounds like some words. I know it just sounds like some words, but we're going to break it down and make sense of it, and we're going to connect it to our life today, okay? So starting with the beginning, when he said, we know Paul's speaking. So when he says he made known to us the mystery of his will, I'm like, okay, what mystery of God's will did he make known to us? What are we talking about? So God revealed to us that it was always in the plans for everyone to be saved through Christ. When we accept Christ into our life, we're adopted into God's family, which gives us a relationship with God through Jesus. It gives us rights to a spiritual inheritance and a real sense of belonging. So the mystery of God's will is that through Jesus, people from all backgrounds would become redeemed and a part of one family. And that was God's intention from the very beginning. So how can we make sense of that today? I want you to think of a family reunion. If you were to go to a family reunion, you would have to know that someone organized everything. Someone organized the family reunion. They planned the invitations. They planned the time and place for everyone to meet. They coordinated the games that would play. They coordinated how the food was going to arrive. They coordinated the t-shirts. They planned everything out. And they set the intention of bringing a group of people together for the common theme of community, for the common theme of belonging, for reminding everyone this is where we come from. This is our line. Somebody organized everything and brought everyone together. And that is exactly what God did. God's vision from the very beginning was to bring everyone together. He wanted everyone to be in his family from all different backgrounds. It didn't matter the age, the weight, what your skin color is, what your language was. He wanted everyone to be together. And from the very beginning, he set the intention of organizing it so that everyone found a way into the family. Similar to a family reunion, somebody set the intention to find a way to bring everyone together. Isn't that amazing how before time even began, the Lord planned a way to bring us all together from all walks of life? He found a way for all of us to get united. That is so amazing. So then, after we figure out that from the very beginning, God found a way for all of us to come together, it might make you question like, okay, well, why? Why would God do that? Why would God create a plan from the very beginning for us all to come together? And simply, the answer is that it pleased God. The intention behind God creating a way for all of humanity to be saved stemmed from the overflow of God's heart. Such a great dad. God did not have to make a way for us, but he did so intentionally because he wanted you in his family. He wanted to have a relationship with you. Having a relationship with you brings God joy. God is intentional because he knew in the very beginning that he wanted you, and he planned a way for you to have a relationship with him. It brings God pleasure just to know you. God desires a relationship with you, but he honors your choice, which is why we have free will. So he created a way in Christ for you to have a relationship with him and for you to consent to the relationship with him through Christ. Through receiving Christ, you receive God. So by saying yes to Christ, you're saying, yes, God, I want a relationship with you. How beautiful. So it's like he shot the shot. He's like, hey, I want you if you want me. And you decide if the shot goes in. You decide if you're going to walk through the door, if you're going to say yes to that relationship. He initiated and you just get to receive it. How can we make sense of this? I want you to think back to at some point in your life, someone probably made an impact in your life. An impact so grand that made you feel like you were worthy, you were capable. Someone made an impact on your life that made you feel like you were seen, that gave you the attention you yearned for. Someone saw you in a way that no one else saw you. Someone saw you in a way that made you feel worthy, made you feel validated. Somebody, maybe in your childhood, they had such an impact on your life for that season because they did something no one else was doing in your life. They made you feel seen, and that carried you. And at the time, you probably didn't understand why they would show an interest in you the way they did, especially because no one else was doing that. But that simply came from the overflow of their heart. They saw something in you that you probably didn't see in yourself, and they were like, they just felt that need to pour into you at that point in time. And you didn't understand it, but they understood it. And like I said, they did that out of the overflow in their heart. They didn't have to do that. They didn't have to speak life into you. They didn't have to tell you what they saw in you. They didn't have to tell you they saw value and they saw what you were capable of. They didn't have to do that. But out of the overflow in their heart, they wanted to sow a seed in you. They wanted you to know, hey, I see you. I see what you're capable of. I see what you're made of. I see what you can be. And they wanted you to know that to inspire you, to give life to you, simply because it made them feel good to do that for you. And it's the same thing here. From the beginning of time, God saw us before we ever saw ourselves. And God, out of the overflow of his heart, he planned a way to have a relationship with you only if you wanted it. If you let the shot go in, he's like, hey, I got all of this ready for you. I've planned all of this for you because I planned for you. I wanted you. I love you. And if you'll let me show you what I can do for you. That is what God did. It pleased him to do that. It pleased him to make a way for us. It pleased him to set a plan for us so that we can feel like we have a purpose, so that we can feel like we have direction, so that we can feel like we're seen and loved in a way that it's sometimes we don't feel that here on earth because humans have a very limited capacity to express that love when they're not getting anything in return. But God's not like that. God's like, hey, I want to do everything for you if you'll let me. All you have to do is say the word. How amazing is that? I ain't never met no human that tried to do anything like that. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm going to say. So I know we're talking a big game. We're like, yeah, that sounds all good. But like, what really happens if I say yes to Christ? What really happens if I agree to let God into my life? I'm so glad you asked because that is the heart of today's video. You become the preview of what God plans to do with everything. God's ultimate plan is to unite everything under Christ. Everything that is broken, he wants to bring together and make whole. God has a massive plan unfolding in stages, and it all points towards Christ. So saying yes to Christ means aligning yourself with the direction God is already moving history in. It all starts on the inside. Christ will make you whole from the inside, and your life will transform from there. Now, I really want you, like I said, this is the heart of today's video. So let's make sense of that. What does that really mean? I want you to think about if you were to have like a broken arm or a broken leg or something, right? If you had a broken something, it starts with identifying that something's broken. Then you seek out medical attention so that they can do the surgery or procedure to put it back together, to make it whole. And then they bandage you up, put the cast on it or whatever so that it can heal, right? And then over the weeks that it's healing, once it finally does heal, you get to the place where they have to take that bandage off, and now you have to do like physical therapy because you gotta strengthen that muscle all over again. And then once you're finished with the physical therapy, now you're able to thrive. You're able to go do things you was not able to do while that limb was broken. That 5 steps, 5 stages. Healing comes in stages. It's a plan that's unfolding stage by stage, step by step. It's just unfolding over time. But every part is very intentional, right? That is the same thing with saying yes to Christ. So it starts with saying, you know what, something in me feels broken. Something with me feels like it's not connecting. Something feels like it's missing. Something doesn't feel right. So you say yes to Christ. You invite him in. He's the one that does the surgery. He does the procedure. He does the fixing. He brings it all together. He makes it whole. He heals it. And he does that in stages. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. It happens over time. It unfolds. He takes every bit of you that is broken, that was once shattered, and he makes it whole. He makes sense of it to you. He makes you understand why things had to happen the way they had to happen. He reveals to you what you were supposed to learn from that happening. He heals you. He redeems you. He makes you brand new. He makes you whole. And then from that wholeness, you start seeing things in a different way. This is like your recovery healing stage still unfolding, but he changes your perspective of life. He changes the way you see things. He changes the way you see different situations. He changes your perspective. And it's through that healing that you have a new lens. You have new glasses on, right? And you see everything differently. You make sense of it, and you're no longer seeing things from a broken lens. You're seeing it from a healed lens. And from that healed lens, now you start thriving. You start going off. Like, you see things in a way you've never seen it before because you have a new perspective. You have ideas that you would have never had in your broken stage. You have healed ideas that lead to new ideas, new things that are fruitful for you to be able to pursue. And that is where you find your purpose, because our purpose is typically connected to something that once broke us, something that once caused us so much pain, so much shame, so much hurt. Our purpose is normally connected to that. God will use your pain. That's what they mean when they say he turned ashes into beauty, or he made beauty from ashes. That is what they mean. God is going to take what made you feel very broken, and he's going to use it for your purpose. Because once you heal from it, it's now your mission to go out and help other people heal from it, because none of us are living a unique human experience. Somebody is struggling with the same thing that once caused you pain. And once you heal from it, it's now your mission, your duty to go help someone else heal from it. Help them heal from it faster, because you have the answers. Shoot, you could even charge them charge them for the answers, the information. That becomes a part of your purpose, a part of your glory, and you can give it back to God, because he made you whole in a season, in a place where you was once broken. He gave purpose to your pain that you can use, and it will fuel your life. And you're just getting ahead of it, because God's plan is to make everything whole. He wants to cleanse the world of all this broken and negative things. He wants to rid us of that. He wants to cleanse everything and make it brand new. And you can get ahead of the bandwagon and allow him into your life to start repairing you, so you can start working on that mission, because that's the direction we're heading in, whether you on the train or not, babe. So I want you to know that your life has purpose, and it was always meant to be. You had to experience that hardship. You had to experience that pain. You had to experience the shame from that decision you made. You had to experience it. It had to unfold the way it unfolded for you to see it from that side and be able to have the know-how to get through it. And then you can show someone else how to get through it. But think about it. You wouldn't want a teacher that never did what they was teaching, right? You need to know your teacher has some experience in the game. You need to understand that they understand what they're even talking about. They've seen it. They say experience is the best teacher. So you had the experience, you went through something, God healed you through it, and now you're able to use that to help other people. It is a part of your purpose. Your life has meaning. Nothing is meaningless. Everything happens for a reason. A large part of my purpose is I went through a very toxic relationship, and I felt very comfortable in that relationship because it was all I ever knew. I thought it was normal, and it was very hard for me to detach from that relationship because I just thought that was normal. But the Lord showed me a new thing. He got me out of it. He helped me detach from something so toxic and chaotic that I just thought was the norm. And he's like, I'm going to pull you from that and show you a better way of life. I'm going to show you healing. And then from that healing, you're going to help other people that were in that same situation. And that's actually why I started working on my course, Mourn to Embrace. At the time I'm recording this video, it's not released yet, but check the description, see if I put it in there, if it's released by the time this comes out, but stay tuned if not, because from my pain, he gave me purpose. He helped me rebuild my confidence. He helped me rebuild my self-esteem. He helped me rebuild my self-worth and see what I can do, what I'm made of. He reminded me that I'm worth more than rubies. And now it's my mission to help other women know they are worth more than rubies and their life has purpose, and there's so much purpose that can come from their pain. So don't let it go. Don't numb yourself to it, because there is purpose in your pain and the Lord wants to use it for his glory. Okay, so just know your life has purpose, and I hope this message blesses you. Before I go, I do want to let you know I have some products for sale on my Etsy shop. If you're interested, of course, I have a 2026 calendar. This is for people that are interested in increasing their spiritual walk and they're interested in personal development. I have different Proverbs verses at the top of each page, affirmations related to the Proverbs verse in the middle, and a reflection question. It's like that on every page, even though it's different on every page. Different Proverbs verse, different affirmations, different reflection questions. And there's also a picture of God's beautiful nature on every page, so you can just admire that. So like I said, if you're interested, the link for it is in the description. I also have this beautiful cup for sale on my Etsy shop. It says drink the living water because Jesus is the living water. And there's biblical references all around the cup. If you're interested, this comes in 5 different colors. It comes in pink, yellow, blue, green, and purple. Purple's my favorite color, so if you're interested, the link for those are in the description. And I hope this message blesses you. Please leave in the comments if it did, what it made you think of, what you feel like your purpose might be based on the pain you've experienced in your life. Like, let me know in the comments what's going on. I would love to hear from you, and I hope to see you for another lesson. Bye.